Hello, I'm Tom Harris. I'm director of the University Center for Economic Development and professor of economics in the business school. This is a series of podcasts on the Nevada ag policy, looking at Nevada agriculture trends and Nevada agriculture prices. This is also part of the University of Nevada Reno Cooperative Extension Program, the Risk Management Agency program, which I'm part of. Mike Helmer is the part of the University Center, but he's also part of the Food and Ag Policy Research Institute at the University of Missouri. He works here with us in that capacity to look at forecasting agricultural prices and looking at Western issues and Western ag prices. Mike is a graduate. He got his undergraduate at UNR and got his master's here in agriculture economics at UNR. In fact, Mike took one of my first graduate class. Mike, you have 4 sessions here that we'll talk about in podcast. Can you briefly go over them so people can get an indication and may see if they want to look at 1, 2, or all of them together?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, we've put together some 4 different segments of this thing to kind of cover the Nevada agricultural outlook. Mm-hmm. But the first one that we do is just kind of an economic overview. We take the global economy and the U.S. economy and kind of talk about that a little bit, because the economic environment that ranchers and farmers exist in is very, very important. You know, we think of Nevada agriculture as being very locally oriented, but in fact it's not. Its major products, cattle and dairy products, are very dependent on the export market. Even if you may not export the Nevada products themselves, it fills into that whole national market that is depending on the national market. Mm-hmm. So that's the first session. So we talked about that a little bit.
And also input prices like interest rates and fuel prices.
Yeah, we talk about that. So we look at the global economy. We look at exchange rates.
True.
We look at interest rates.
All that impacts the profitability of an agricultural producer.
That's right. So Nevada ranchers' livelihoods are dependent on the global economy. No, we don't exist in a vacuum. The second session is hay and grains that we talk about a little bit. Hay is a major agricultural commodity in Nevada, one of the mm-hmm. primary ones. But basically, if you look at hay, and then you look at our dairy and cow-calf sectors, that's where most of the hay goes, in addition to what we send over the hill into California, and some exports too. Yeah. So basically, we take hay and we sell it with hides on it. You know, it produces cattle or into milk. So horses as well. So we take a look at the hay prices and what's going on in the hay markets, and we also touch on grains a little bit. We do have some grain production in Nevada, not very large, but grains prices impact overall feed costs too. Mm-hmm. And for those grain producers that we have in this state, we're going to kind of present a little bit of what that economic environment looks like. Then we're going to move on to cow-calf industry. It's the largest agricultural sector in Nevada. We're going to talk about that a little bit, particularly in terms of what's happened recently with cattle prices and the precipitous drop that they've taken in the last few years, and what that's kind of mean for ranchers as we go forward. And then we're going to do something similar for the dairy sector as well. We're going to take a look at that. That will be the 4th segment that we look at. Things that are going on in there, both nationally with milk prices, with feed prices, and also with competition in foreign markets. For example, we have the whole milk powder plant here in Nevada that is dependent on the international markets.
I hope you find these podcasts great information to you. Again, you'll see me make this disclaimer quite often, but these podcasts are made for educational purposes and are not financial recommendations. At the end of all podcasts will be areas where you can make comments, that we can have a discussion on these different issues of Nevada ag policy, and that we can maybe learn from each other also. Hope you enjoy these podcasts. Thank you.
Thank you.